Hi friends, welcome to control system classes. In last class, we have discussed about time response analysis of first order system and second order system in great detail. Today, we are going to discuss the numericals of time response analysis which is asked in the previous important examinations such as SSC JE, GATE examination of 1 mark and engineering service 1 mark questions. So, I invite all your attention to my board. I am going to discuss my first question. It is a very simple question. So, the question is the damping ratio of a system is unity, then the system is option 1 underdamped system, option 2 unstable, option 3 critically damped and option 4 is stable. So, this question is a very direct question. So, let me before coming into the answer, I am going to give some description. So, damping ratio is represented by theta. What do you mean by damping? You are attaching a door closer. So, if you open the door and enter into the room, the rate at which the door is closed without any sound or without any oscillation, this is called damping. Other example, suddenly you are switch offing your fan which is running at 200 rpm. What rate at which with the minimum time it is reducing its oscillation to rest, that is called damping. Otherwise, you are using a lift to travel to a building of 4th floor, then what minimum time without any disturbances it is reaching into the final value or the steady state value is called damping. So, in energy decaying systems, if from the overall energy, in what rate that energy is dissipated to reach into the steady state system, steady state level or rest level. Here, they are asking damping ratio, about damping ratio unity. So, let me discuss. If the damping ratio can be positive or negative. If damping ratio is negative in S plane, if damping ratio is negative, all the poles should be in RHP. Okay, this is a unstable system. If damping ratio is positive, all the poles are plotted in LHP. Damping ratio is positive. Then what are the hidden informations in damping ratio? Okay, pole location can be in the j omega axis. So, if pole locations are in j omega axis, then we can say it as a undamped system. We can say it is a undamped system. This system is also called marginally stable system. It is also called marginally stable system, MS. Okay. So, here damping ratio equal to 0. If you increase damping ratio just above 0, it is again coming into the LHP, that is far away from the j omega axis. So, if theta is greater than 0, it is just shifting these points to the left side with the real parts. So, initially it was in j omega form, now it is shifting into minus a plus or minus j omega form. If you increase the damping ratio, if you increase the theta, if you are going to increase theta from 0, initially theta was 0, it is shifting into LHP. Okay. So, this condition, the range of theta values in between 0 up to 1 is called underdamped system. Underdamped UD system, underdamped system. In such systems have the property that its poles are in complex conjugate nature. By controlling the theta value in between 0 to 1, you can reach the steady state in very fast. So, generally theta equal to 0.7 for designing a good system with the minimum oscillations. Okay. Then if theta equal to perfectly 1, all the poles, initially the poles was here, if you increase theta it is shifted to here. When theta equal to 1, all the poles meeting at this point, it is called critically damped system. Critically damped system. Here theta equal to 1. All poles are equal. All poles are equal, real with the negative real parts. Okay. Again, if you increase theta, again you increase theta. If you increasing theta again, if theta is greater than 1, the poles are moving away from this theta equal to 1. One pole will move like this, other pole will move like this. Okay. So here the poles are unequal, and the response is very slow. The response due to this theta greater than 1 is very slow, and it is not seldom used. Okay. So let me come to this question. Here damping ratio is unity. By meaning itself, damping ratio is positive, it is stable. But they are specifically asking if damping ratio is unity, the system is what? It is critically damped. So the correct answer for this question is option 3. Okay. So again one simple question, that is, a second order system have the damping ratio in between 0 and 1. The poles of the system are. Again very direct question. So the options are real but not repeated. Option 2 real and repeated. Option 3 complex conjugate. Option 4 is purely imaginary. Here damping ratio lies in between undamped and critically damped. So you know that if it is theta equal to 0, pole locations are here, which is complex conjugate without real part. If you increase theta, it is just coming into this point. Here poles are in complex conjugate behavior. Again, if you are again increasing, it is reaching into 1. Here poles are equal, then it is again splitting into 2 ways if theta greater than 1. Here theta value is in between 0 and 1. It is an underdamped system. Underdamped system. If you control the theta to a perfect value, it is a fast system compared to others with the complex conjugate behavior. Its poles are represented as minus theta omega n plus or minus j omega d. Otherwise, minus sigma d plus or minus j omega d. Okay. So come to the question. Here theta is in between 0 and 1. So underdamped system, roots are complex conjugate. The correct answer is option 3. That is complex conjugate. So let me move to the next question. Settling time is the time required for the system response to settle within a percentage of. Again, it's a direct question. So you know that what is settling time. So please concentrate here. A control system, you want to give the reference input. Okay. If suppose it is a first order system, it is reaching to that desired reference input as with one time constant. You have one time constant as so it is in an exponential manner, it will rise and reaches to the steady state value. Okay. So this first 4 to 5 time constant is transient period, then it is steady state period. Okay. So actually you are taking giving the input, which is reference input, step input, and the control system is working. This is my controller and it is working on a process. I am feedbacking that with unity feedback. So initially output is 0. If this is unity feedback, you are getting maximum error. When your input become 1, this is unity step input, unit step input. When your output equal to 1, that means what? You are reaching into steady state. After the transient period, you are reaching into unity. Then it become 1. So error signal become 0. When error signal become 0, it is reaching to steady state and the whole system become controlled system. It has become controlled system. Okay. So what time it should take to reach into the final value, that is called time response. The total time taken to reach into the steady state value, that is the final value, is called settling time. So this is my initial error signal is maximum, the error signal is decreasing, and it is reaching into a constant value. So with respect to error, we are saying defining the settling time for 2% error and 5% error. We are defined for different percentages. Okay. For a good system, this settling time should be very small. If you take a second order systems for the same input, that is step input, it is reaching into steady state. Okay, it is reaching into steady state with the oscillations. So this is my final value. So my output should reach into the final value with the minimum oscillations, and this time should be in very less. This should be for a good system. It is feasible to be, this time should be very less. So with respect to the final value, I should define the settling time. So the correct answer for this question is, the settling time definition is with respect to with the certain percentage of maximum value. No, it is based on the final value. Correct answer, input amplitude value. No, it is transient value. No. So the correct answer is the final value, that is the C of infinity should reach to my desired input value. When it reaches to infinity, this difference, error signal, the error signal should become 0. When t tends to infinity, my input reaches to my output. Okay, with respect to time. So settling time should be expressed in terms of percentages of final value. So now we are going to discuss a previous gate question which is asked for electronics and communication. So the question is, consider the unity feedback system, UFB, unity feedback system. So the settling time of the resulting second order system for 2% tolerance band will be, you need to find the settling time for 2% tolerance band. So settling time, you know that for 2% settling time equal to 4 time constant. Okay, for 5% it is 3 time constants. So consider the unity feedback system. So I need to consider in great detail. So R of S is my input, the positive, negative feedback, the complete, it is open loop transfer function is G of S, and it is feedback with the unit value. Okay, C of S. I need to find the transfer function. If G of S have a transfer function which is in the form numerator denominator form, then the shortcut to find the closed loop transfer function, that is C by R, is writing the same numerator and substituting denominator plus numerator. Okay, this is the shortcut. Otherwise, you need to find C by R equal to G divided by 1 plus GH. Substituting G here, then multiplying with the GH, solving, you will get the beautiful transfer function. But the shortcut is keeping the numerator as it is and summing the denominator and the numerator. Okay. So here G of S equal to 9 divided by S into S plus 2.4. S into S plus 2.4. What is my overall transfer function? C by R equal to numerator is same as it is, then adding the denominator with the numerator, S square plus 2.4S plus 9. So this equation is similar to the normalized equation of second order system, that is omega n square S square plus 2 theta omega ns plus omega n square. This is valid for second order systems. Okay, this is a second order system, it have two closed loop poles. Okay, so now we are going to compare the coefficients. So omega n square is equivalent to 9, so omega n equal to 3, frequency is always positive. Then the coefficient of S is 2 theta omega n, 2 theta omega n is 2.4, then 2 and 2.4 become 1.2, and theta equal to 1.2 divided by 3, that is 0.4. So theta equal to 0.4, now it is a underdamped system. Okay, So now I need to find the time constant. What do you mean by time constant? Time constant is equal to 1 by real part of pole and its modulus. If suppose my pole is S equal to minus A plus JB, my time constant equal to 1 by modulus of minus A, that is 1 by A. Okay. So where from I will get the time constant. So you know that our poles are written like minus theta omega n plus or minus j omega d. Okay. So theta omega n is the real part. Theta omega n is the real part. Theta omega n is the real part. So in this equation, what is theta omega n? That is 2 theta omega n is 2.4. Theta omega n is 1.2. Theta omega n is 1.2. So my theta omega n is 1.2. This is the real part of, yes, real part. So what is my time constant? Time constant equal to 1 by magnitude of real part, that is 1.2. That is 1.2. So I need to find the settling time for 2%, that is 4 time constant, that is 4 time constant. You will get 4 divided by 1.2. So it is 10 by 3. You will get 3.33 second. So the correct answer for this question is 3.33 second. The correct answer is option D. So now we are going to discuss one simple question which is as in the previous engineering service examination. That is, the peak overshoot of the step input response of an underdamped second order system is an indication of. You know that what is peak overshoot? Suppose this is my desired input, getting the desired output as like this. My system response is like this. It is giving into oscillations. Okay. So this is my final value C infinity. So it is reaching into a peak value at the peak time, that is Tp. So the response have a output value, it is Ctp, and the difference between steady state will give you the maximum peak value, MP, maximum peak overshoot, first overshoot. Okay. So this difference is written as MP. So after solving by substituting this in the general equation, you will get like this: e raised to minus theta pi divided by square root of 1 minus theta square. So if you take MP percentage, it will be multiplied with 100. Otherwise MP you can write like e raised to minus pi cot theta. You know that cos theta equal to theta. Okay. So here maximum peak overshoot depends upon the damping ratio with the exponentially decreasing manner. If you increase theta, MP will decrease. Maximum peak overshoot will reduce. So if damping is less, this peak overshoot will reduce. So the options are rise time of the system. It does not depends upon the time. It does not depends upon settling time. It does not depends upon natural frequency. It depends upon the damping ratio. If damping ratio is less, damping is less, then peak overshoot will reduces. Okay. So the correct answer is option C. Now we are going to the next question. Here it is a RLC circuit. For a given RLC circuit, the damping ratio, undamped natural frequency are respectively. So this is a second order system. From this system, I need to find the transfer function. So first, generally I know that it is a resistor, inductor, capacitor connected to form a second order network. If my input is R of t and I am taking the output across capacitor C of t. Okay. R, L, C. Here corresponding frequency domain values are, this become R of S, resistor become resistor, inductor become SL, capacitor become 1 by Cs, and my output become C of S. C of S, and this is 1 by Cs. Okay. So overall transfer function C of S divided by R of S equal to, this is a series circuit, so you can apply a voltage division rule. So 1 by Cs divided by R plus SL plus 1 by Cs. So after solving you will get 1 divided by S square LC plus SRC plus 1. So dividing with LC, 1 by LC divided by S square plus S R by L 1 by LC, and this is compared with my second order transfer function equation, that is omega n square divided by S square plus 2 theta omega ns plus omega n square. So after comparing this coefficient you will get omega n equal to 1 by root LC and theta equal to R by 2 square root of C by L. So comparing the coefficient you will get omega n equal to 1 by root LC, theta equal to R by 2 into square root of C by L in a series RLC circuit. Now I move to the problem. So here data are given like resistor is given, value is given, inductor value is given. So my natural frequency is 1 by root LC. So let me write omega n square equal to 1 by LC. So if you multiply inductor and capacitance you will get what is the value of LC, that is 0.1 into 10 raised to minus 9, otherwise it is 10 raised to minus 10. 0.01 to 10 become 0.1, then 10 raised to minus 6 into 10 millihenry become 10 raised to minus 10, overall to become 10 raised to minus 10. So it is 10 raised to 10 and omega n equal to square root, so 10 raised to 5. So in kilo rad per second, if you want to express in kilo rad per second, 100 kilo rad per second. Omega n is 100 kilo rad per second. So there are options 100 kilo, 100, two options are there. Now I need to find the damping ratio. So I know that theta equal to R by 2. So R is 10 raised to 3 by 2 square root of C by L. So C is what? 10 raised to minus 8. 10 raised to minus 6 is micro and multiply 10 raised to minus 2, 10 raised to minus 8. Millihenry, 10 raised to minus 3 into 10, it become 10 raised to minus 2. So completely 10 raised to minus 8 and 10 raised to minus 2 you solve become 10 raised to minus 6. After coming into out the root it become 10 raised to minus 3. So 10 raised to 3 into 10 raised to minus 3, 10 raised to minus 8 divided by 10 raised to minus 2 become 10 raised to minus 6. Coming out the root it become half 10 raised to minus 3. So 10 raised to 3 into 10 raised to minus 3 become 1, it become 1 by 2. So answer is 0.5. So correct answer is option B. Damping ratio is 0.5 and frequency is 100 kilo rad per second. Now I am moving to the next question. A open loop transfer function of a UFB system with step input is given by G of S equal to 1 by S into S plus 1. The settling time for 5% tolerance. So settling time for 5% is 3 tau. For 2% it is 4 tau. So I need to find the closed loop transfer function. So open loop is given. How to find the closed loop? C by R equal to numerator is same as itself. Then adding the denominator with the numerator, S into S plus 1 plus 1. This is a shortcut to find for a unity feedback system. So C by R equal to 1 by S square plus S plus 1. So here the coefficient of S is 2 theta omega n equal to 1. You know that it is become 2 theta omega n. So here 2 theta omega n is 1. Omega n is 1. So theta equal to 1 by 2. So you are getting theta omega n equal to, theta omega n equal to 1 by 2. So here time constant is what? 1 by zeta omega n, that is, so time constant equal to 1 by zeta omega n, that is time constant equal to 2. So 2 into 3, it becomes 6 seconds. So correct answer for this question is 6 seconds for 5% tolerance band. Okay, I hope all you understood these questions, and we are winding up this section. And if you have any comments, you can ask me personally or by comments.